Hi guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wild Survival, episode 18 of Trailer Trash Tuesdays, and the last episode of this particular series, which I guess is kind of series 2, and I'm really kind of sad to see it end. I really am. And I might pick this up next year because I really enjoyed myself. I was so comfortable in here. But I mean, I live in Canada, and even in southern Ontario, it gets bitter cold. This is an old trailer, so I just don't have the ability to stay too much longer. So I gotta get while the getting's good. I have paid for a storage unit. Or not a storage unit, a storage space. I have a storage unit with a bunch of stuff in it, so I went there today and I got a space for my trailer. Like a little over $70 a month to park a trailer. I didn't think it would be quite that much, to be honest. That's a bit steep for just parking a trailer. But, I don't know. I really would like to do this next year. But maybe, possibly next year, I'll have, like a place in a trailer park, sort of off to the side. I think they're called transient sites. I know they don't like old trailers in their seasonal sites. I'm not sure about transient sites. So that's something that I would like to look into. And that will certainly make things a whole lot easier for me in the long run. I probably can't come back to where I am right now. I mean, maybe I could, but the next door neighbors, as awesome as they were for being patient and, for being so kind to me, I really don't think they'd want to have the trailer here another summer. So, I don't want to be a bother. Maybe another friend with another driveway that, isn't kind of the situation where it's sort of connected with the neighbor's driveway and the houses are so close together. And that is a possibility. That is a distinct possibility. But I'd kind of like to try it in, maybe like I say, a transient site where I'm sort of off to the side away from everybody, and it could almost be like I'm camping in the bush, or glamping in the bush for that matter. So that is something that I would like to look into. The solar panel and the battery thing, whatever, I unfortunately didn't get that done this year. There's a lot that I would have liked to have done. But with the way everything is so expensive these days, it's not something, that I was able to do. Maybe through the wintertime I might pick up the odd end here and there, throw it in the storage unit. In the springtime I'll have all this stuff, and I'll be able to do, like some stuff where I maybe do, a few videos where I do some repairs to the trailer, add the solar panels, all that. And I will video all of that. That hopefully will be next year. I'll reseal the roof because, we'll probably need that after the winter. Oh, geez, I didn't buy a tarp today either. I got to get a good tarp for covering the trailer before it snows. I don't know how much I can add to the advice that I've already given. So I'm going to recap a few things, and I'm going to try to, I've been thinking about this most of today, and here it goes. Flex tape and flex seal. I brought that up before, and definitely make sure you have like some electrical tape, some Gorilla tape, some flex seal, just, various little things to take care of small problems before they become big problems. and then you could address the situation a little bit more, uh, a little bit more better, a little bit more better, a little better. When you can, but at least you can rectify a situation quickly and sort of put a band-aid on it with those things. Glass in a camper trailer, not really a good idea. Not really a good idea at all. Your plates, your cups, all that kind of stuff, it should be, like a plastic, even paper plates, although that's very wasteful. Mine are metal, and that unfortunately has it's dulling my knives fairly quickly, so I spend a bit of time sharpening my knives and whatever. But you should not have anything that can easily break in your trailer for like long periods of time. Like a glass juice jug or something in your fridge isn't such a big deal, but you kind of want to minimize even on that, because if you're rolling around with your trailer and it happens to fall out and break all over the place, you got a mess to clean up, and you got this sticky, gross situation, kind of whatever that'll attract bugs. It's a whole thing that you just don't want to deal with. So anything glass should be minimalized very, very much. When you are moving your trailer around, make darn sure that you have everything sort of battened down and nothing's going to slide or fall or, anything like that. I thought I had everything pretty good, and in normal situations I would have. But I'm coming down this road, and there's like some parking ties along the road. And there's like a bike trail. So the parking ties along the road have like markers on them, and they're meant to, keep the drivers from getting into the bike lane and hitting people on bikes. Well, this absolute moron wasn't even paying attention to like how he's driving. He's drifting over into my lane. Now I know that if he's close to my vehicle, he's going to be really close to the edge of my trailer, and I don't want him hitting my trailer and destroying this thing on me. I mean, I just got it not that long ago, so I kind of moved over, and one of the tires on the one side hit the parking tie, and everything just went all over the place. So I had a bit of a mess to clean up, and thankfully it didn't cause any major damage to the trailer, but still, when I got to where I was going and all the mess that I had to clean up, I would have throttled the guy if I could have caught him. I was so ticked off. So go that extra mile. Now, I just got a extra propane tank. A friend of mine took it off his barbecue and said, hey, if you want, you can take this propane tank and use it, and just give it back to me in the spring to put back on my barbecue. It's full right now, so return it full if you can, whatever. And so far I haven't needed it. I honestly thought that I would have. I've gone through, I'm on 2 tanks, and it's the 2 tanks that I put on maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe a month after I moved into the trailer. And that's all I've been using. Now, I haven't been heating with it, just cooking and whatnot. But there's a couple of times where I actually turned on the stove just to get the extra heat when the space heater wasn't doing all that well before I got the buddy heater. So I guess in a way I did get a little bit of heat going, sort of, from the gas. But I'm still on those same 2 tanks. So, they're lasting way longer than I thought they would. So I have this extra tank. You want to make darn sure that you have any extra tanks, super well battened down, put away. You don't want that thing bouncing around, because if the valve knocks off and the gas starts escaping, you're basically going to have, a missile flying through your trailer. And you never know, some bonehead driving his car, messing around on his cell phone, you never know what could happen. You don't want to get one of those in the back of the head. You certainly don't want to hit somebody else. So when you're moving your trailer around, you want to make sure that everything is really well battened down, especially volatile things like your propane tanks. Accidents do happen, and you never know. As for me putting the trailer away, I'm obviously going to make sure there's no water in the trailer for the wintertime. All the water is going to be completely gone. Now, I didn't use any of the water lines, so I don't have to blow any of them out, but that is something that you're going to want to make sure you take care of before the wintertime. You don't want water in your lines, because that will like when water freezes, it expands. So that's going to blow your lines apart. Thankfully, I don't have to deal with that right now. But I do have some water jugs and this and that, whatever. And I'm not going to leave any of that in here. I'm going to make sure that's all done. And that's, less of a problem for me to deal with later. And I'm also going to cover the trailer. Would it be better if I got one of the $200, $300, $400 trailer covers? Well, yeah, definitely. But like a regular tarp is gonna have to do for me, at least for this winter. I can't afford to do that right now. To be honest, I've had the trailer for like since mid-June, I guess. It's now November 3rd. I just put the trailer in my name. It totally slipped my mind. And when I went to get the storage thing for the trailer, they said, okay, well, you need your ownership for the trailer. We need to have all that logged down. And I was like, it's really? Like, I don't even have the trailer in my name now that I think about it. And they're like, yeah, you can't store it because if you don't pay your bill and the trailer's not in your name, it could stay here forever and we can't do anything about it other than try to restrict your access from getting in because we have an agreement with you, not the owner that's on paper for the trailer. So I had to go do that. And it turns out that I had a parking fine from 2019. So, ex-roommate, if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure it was you. Thanks a lot. That $80 parking fine from 2019 just cost me $175. So, appreciate it. Thank you. So, yeah, I have to get just a tarp to put over the trailer. Don't get one of the blue ones. Okay, the blue ones are the absolute thinnest, cheapest thing that you can get. Get one of like the clear ones or one of the more... I'm not even sure what mil it is, but I think the blue ones are like 3 mil. Try to get like a 5 or a 6 minimum. So one of the clear tarps, that it's thicker, it's a little better, that would be infinitely better than just the regular blue tarps, the poly tarps that you get. And that's what I'm going to do for this year. I will get a decent cover for it eventually, but for the now, got to do what I got to do. And there's a place here in town where I should be able to get one for relatively cheap that will, suffice for covering my trailer for the wintertime. So definitely cover your trailer for the winter. Especially if you're anywhere that's going to get snow. So I'm gonna take everything out of the fridge. The fridge is going to be empty and I'm going to prop it open. But a lot of the food that I have in the cupboards, that's going to stay. That's just going to stay here. This way here, for whatever reason, if something happens where, I don't know, I reach a point where I'm in like some sort of a personal crisis, I can at least come back to the trailer. I can't stay in it when it's in storage, but I can take it from the storage place, and I still have some food. Except for the canned food, because that'll freeze, and that might pop open. So all the dried goods, the rice, things that aren't, like liquid, kind of whatever, that's all going to stay here. I've got some MREs, and I know they'll freeze and thaw out just fine. I've already done that experiment. So the MREs are going to stay in here. I'm going to put all my camp stuff from my storage into here. And I'm going to fandangle a few things so that if I have to come back to the trailer at some point because of some crisis, I at least have a rudimentary setup where I'm going to be sheltered, I'm going to be warm and dry, and I'm going to be fed. I'm going to have food. And I would recommend most people that you do that. Because you never know when something's going to happen, and you might need a month or two, kind of thing. Now, that being said, with things like rice and pasta, and don't just throw them in your trailer in the bag that they come in, and, kind of whatever, because rodents, squirrels, chipmunks, whatever, they will get in, and they will get into all of that. Even in the wintertime, you gotta you got to put that in, like a tub or something, and lock down the lid, and like make sure that they can't get to it, and try to minimize if they can even smell it. So like lock it in a like a Tupperware bin kind of thing, and then put a heavy meal garbage bag, tie that up, like try to keep the rodents out of your rice, your pasta, your whatever. I will be returning to the trailer with some more dried goods, here and there, just to keep things stocked up and whatnot, so that next year I don't have to do like all of that at once. Spend the money over time, and sort of build up a bit of a cachet as well. So for people in this sort of situation, even though like maybe you're moving into a rooming house, a motel room, going to stay with a friend, getting a short-term apartment, whatever it is you do, if you even think that there might be a chance that you're going to move back to your trailer when the warmer weather comes, it's a good idea to like just come in and stock up here and there, make sure you've got some staples, sort of whatever, and that's what I plan on doing as well. When I close the trailer up and lock it up and leave it where I'm going to leave it, I'm going to make sure all the drapes are closed and no one can see in. Just because you're in a locked up compound doesn't necessarily mean that you're completely safe. And if somebody can see into your trailer and there's something there that they might be interested in, it's not hard to get into one of these things. All they got to do is basically like break this window right here and reach around and open the door. It's really not hard. And I mean, they don't care about your stuff. They're going to break it and get in, and they're going to do whatever they do. They don't care. So when you're putting your trailer away for the year, or kind of whatever, try to minimize the amount that anybody can kind of look in and see what's going on. You want to have everything there when you come back. You don't need a broken window or whatever, kicked in door, whatever it is that they do. My buddy heater is going to stay in here, as well as I think I have 5 or 6 fuel canisters for it. Now in the wintertime, you're probably going to go through about 4 canisters a day, which at current prices is around $25 a day. I'm really hoping that the worst doesn't happen, but I'm going to want to get some more fuel canisters, which I keep down under where I'm sitting. And my little space heater that I plug in is going to stay in here as well, even though it's probably going to be useless to me, in a situation where I have to get up and go. But hey, you never know. If I don't know, manage to get like a generator, I can at least turn the generator on, heat the place up a little bit, kind of whatnot. And the extra propane, I can heat with a stove or whatever. And that's something that I might actually do this winter. I might come into the trailer while it's being stored. I might come in the daytime, in the middle of winter when it's super cold, and try to use the buddy heater to heat the trailer up, and then turn it off and see how long it takes for it to cool right back down again. If anybody's interested in seeing that, throw it in the comments. Let me know. I might record it. If no one's interested, I might not. I want to do a boring video no one's going to watch, even though I kind of do sometimes. Battery-operated lights. I have a bunch of battery-operated lights in here. They are not going to hold a charge in the wintertime, so I might as well just take all the batteries and take them with me to the room that I'm going to be renting, and just sort of put them off to the side. If, for some reason, I need to grab and go, I can at least grab those and stick them back in the lights, and hopefully everything will be fine. But I don't think rechargeable batteries are really going to fare well in the freezing temperatures that we're going to have this winter. And, for the amount they cost, I don't want to ruin them. Plus, if I have even a day to prepare, I can at least plug those into a charger and get them all charged up before I have to come into the trailer. So if you have battery lights like I do, don't leave the batteries in them. Whether they're rechargeable or not, do not leave the batteries in any of your electronics in the trailer. That's just going to be bad news all around. I feel like I'm missing something, but I really don't plan these videos. I don't plan them at all, really. Obviously, all of my toiletries are going to come with me. Toothbrush, toothpaste, all that kind of stuff. That's going to come with me. It would be nice to keep a hairbrush, a toothbrush, that kind of stuff in the trailer. And I probably will do that, and I'll probably throw some extra ones in for my kids just in case. But I do not want to leave toothpaste in here for the same reason I don't want to leave cans of like wet food kind of thing, even though they won't go bad. When they freeze, that's going to make a giant mess that it blow open, whatever. So, mouthwash, toothpaste, that kind of stuff, don't leave that in your trailer either. That's not going to be a good spring for you. My dishes, my cookware, I don't need any of that. I've got like home stuff, and then I have trailer stuff, and I'll keep that separate. But my Keurig coffee maker, I'm going to take that with me for two reasons. One, because there's really no sense in leaving it in the trailer, and two, if they're not used somewhat regularly, then the seals in them start to dry and crack and whatever, and when it freezes and then thaws, it's definitely going to be like cracked up and worthless kind of thing. And even though I have a coffee maker that I'll be like using, it's like a pot and a 1 cup thing, kind of whatever, I'm still going to take that out of the trailer and put it somewhere in the room that I'm renting, because I don't want it to be ruined. So when you're storing your trailer, like, you really need to kind of look around and take stock of what's in the trailer that shouldn't be left there, especially if you're in like freezing temperatures like I am. Propane tanks, I'm pretty sure, are fine. But I'm going to want to get something to cover them up just to protect them from the elements as well. The last thing I need is the things like rusting up and then I can't turn them on. But I definitely turn your tanks off when you store the trailer, and sort of bleed the lines dry of propane. Just in case. I mean, it's just good practice. Other than that, I can't offhand really think of anything else. It's the nomadic lifestyle that I was kind of doing was really, really cool. It was definitely an experience, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And having to move from spot to spot and having people show up and, hey, you homeless idiot, get the hell out of here. And yeah, it was a little bit of a pain sometimes, but I was always nice. Even if they started off rude and, I was like, hey, sorry, man, I thought, everything would be fine for a couple of days or whatever. And, it sort of makes the other person calm down. Usually, it makes them calm down and they're, less of a dick about it. And, no matter how annoying it was that I had to, hook up and leave again, and I'm thinking, oh, where in the world am I going to go now? Because I hadn't had time to plan or, kind of whatever. It was still a lot of fun. I got to meet, like a lot of different people. A lot of them were, interesting. Some of them were, kind of Karens. You know what, whatever. It's part and parcel of the package. So if you're going to do this kind of thing, you have to expect that. And you know what, just try to take it in stride. There's really nothing else that you can do but to just try to take it in stride. I had fun sort of carving out this little niche. I bought the trailer. There really wasn't anything in it. There wasn't much to it. I had fun, kind of doing my own thing. And it's just, you know, little things like, can you see these? Yeah, barely. You know, like I got a little sticky hook and I stuck it up there and I put like pot holders there that I got from the Dollarama. And, you know, I didn't use the oven all that much, so it took me a while to even think about getting pot holders. And when I needed the pot holders, I had to use like my towel and it was a bit of a pain. But, you know, it's like that learning process that I had a whole lot of fun with. And I'm really looking forward to maybe doing a little bit more, getting the solar panels hooked up, and then taking this thing and going to Muskoka, going to different places, and, you know, just sort of camping out and glamping out, whatever, and having a good time. And hopefully my kids will like it too. They didn't really like staying in the trailer all that much so far because I apparently snore very, very loud. I got to do something about that, I guess. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to next spring, next summer, you know, like I say, getting this thing, throwing it on the back of my SUV and just going wherever and having fun and, you know, finding like little spots where I can kind of jam it for a weekend and go fishing and, you know, really do some different videos than what I have been doing so far, and experiencing, you know, that nomadic lifestyle again. For all you guys that have watched my videos with the trailer trash videos and whatnot thus far, like all like 40 of you, I mean, some videos do better than others, but there's like maybe like 30 or 40 that have appears to have been watching it like fairly like every episode, even if they don't watch the whole thing. I really thank you. I know that it's not super exciting, but I mean, education rarely is, and you know, it's nice to know that I can at least reach out to a small community. I might not be one of those big survival channels that you know, do really, really well, but I know that I've at least helped some people with a lot of my videos, and you know what? That's good enough for me. I'm good with that, and I'm going to keep doing them too, as long as I can. Now, that being said, with the coming of winter, my videos will get less frequent, and I don't really have a whole lot of ideas about what I'm going to do this winter. It's really, really hard to film in the wintertime because my camera batteries do not last long in the freezing temperatures that we're going to get. And according to the Farmer's Almanac, this year is going to be brutal. It's just going to be a really, really harsh winter. So I'm sorry, guys. The videos will kind of peter off. I'm going to do the absolute best I can to get some content out until the springtime. Hopefully it's an early spring. I know that there's so much that I want to do, and I just never really managed to get around to doing it. And I apologize for that. I have the time off generally to do some of this stuff. It's just making the time and getting the money together and, you know, whatever, to do a lot of the stuff that I really want to do, like the 7-day survival challenge that I did. I really want to do another one of those. It would be nice if I could bring somebody along this time. Who that might be, I don't have a clue. But if I have to do it alone again, it's still going to be a lot of fun. And I hope to see a lot of you guys making comments and, you know, watching the videos and whatever for that. I'm rambling on because I don't want this to end. So I guess I'm going to shut up now. Because, I mean, the video's probably already too long. I've probably talked too much. I gotta batten down the hatches. I gotta get everything ready to go. I have to, you know, like get the water dumped out, the toothpaste put, you know, in my duffel bag to take out of here, my dish soap to take out of here, anything that'll freeze. You know, I still have a lot of work to do to get this thing out of here and move, kind of whatever. So the last little bit of mead that I have, I was having some mead last night for my very last night, and I saved some just to toast with you guys. So it was a lot of fun doing the Trailer Trash Tuesday Series 2 videos. I hope to have a Series 3 next year. I really, really do. Thank you for everybody who's watched my videos and supported me. Cheers to you guys, and even though the videos will slow down through the wintertime, I am definitely looking forward to seeing comments from you guys next year and for what videos I can do this winter. So, cheers to you guys. And here's hoping for many more happy returns in the trailer. We will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully soon. But no matter how long it's going to be until I can get the next one out, be sure to stay wild.